Check. Mic check 1 2.
Under the tent, I might have some challenge in terms of the family that would come here. I would humbly ask if you're not that close to the family. While we are sorting out someone this evening.
Porque tú me querías como
May I please ask, while the procession is on, that all drivers or parties of the government would meet me at the office of the British Government.
Let ons bid. Liewe Here, laat ons in sikkering hierdie oomblik aangryp. Verweldig ons met 'n vrees dat U die heilige God is. Maak dit stil in ons harte, Here. Vir elkeen van ons wat hier sit, dat U die almagtige God is. Here, ons sit hier wang aan wang, kop aan kop, skouer aan skouer. Ter ere van die ontslape kaptein wat hier voor ons lê. Wie se oorskot ons vandag vir die laaste keer eer bewys. Mama kan ek kyk te gaan. Sien dat ek moet maar sê dat dit wat waar. Dis dat maar. Saat sugo wat jy gaan ilo. Hoe kan ha tay sê ons satsa. Paisa. Paisa ka ya. Oda je au kuna sa anu terus ara kunci. Sila je sa terus taba ara kunci. Anda makasat tweet amo itu medyo one. Sat tweet kuasa sini ay tau amaga Sida di khai tau di ke si di gao di ko bu khu che kham sa chi di twa sa kai hui au ta jen in ra tani aba tara sa da gira tani aba khu che chona da gira tani aba sats ni sa anu ka ga ba ngabus khami ko ha kai kasa ti a tha thani kasa ti da gira ta san ti au khon ti lo sa ti wanara khari tan ba khutsi ko hari kayolo ko hari aksida tha swat chi ai kumre khabara ya khari kai khan ai sara khari tore ba khutse sasri khabasan wa tha ina naminka khaisa ina kabuka khaisa anda amaga sa thomitun inan awwa kasa nama kada kira tau bangsa bahutan ci kucene ci dikene mi de ko ba ne ci kine ko ba awkani khai tau ci khomani choro ormui nam tare ne ko ba awka iku hanu se ko ba tau tama se ko ba au tama se ko ba sawa ngat ma se sa me sa ko ba tuini Itala baituare kuce samistiba. Ida sida ngaung tau maragai khabe ngaung. Samis akain khasa. Ida sida tahe daga kalam khabe ngaung. Sats tu samis nau amabawa khasa. Kini khuna nisi sahu kuce ngari se ko khasa da kira chole khabi kuce. Nego nus soas nego nus. Nasa cisatan orang tua kaiba dan kaza. Satu sing hanus orang tua si kaza dan an koya dah kira katan sekan si kuci. Kuci hari samis ke komai ai. Ida ngaure misa. Kabe dan ngaur tu zahir kuci kabe ngamre ti misti dia kau isti nahi. Udah ai apa kau dapat satu cai an koya. Ina kira ai kubadare kuce sidadi aisa ai kubare nisi sahu kuce ini ne je nuye ai di ngani ta khoda tuita kaure kuce kabane tomto
Thank you very much. They both are in there and a walk. Salomon.
Brassmens, Anetja Brassmens war Mana. Über die 46 an den Puzzle und die Konatai. Kujidi wabas kan ko kri kri pastora han kaiba. Gaob han kaiba. Brassband tanik kalagiran kawa.
Is er nodig dat ons met elkaar roepen om een dienst te komen doen. Ik hoop dat de laatste keer dat de brassband geroepen wordt. Wat zal nou? Bij jullie gelegenheid, we zal nog call upon the new Amy Church Choir. And then immediately thereafter the brass band to render music. Zal die peren alsjeblieft nog opbouwen?
Haga go ebe tay sen. Diwa ebe kerkor dan di brass band haga tay sen swapna. Nasionale kerkor. Wan anin dami kau khaye ada moirore chani khaye ka ai khadra season hoya. If sau ba tung sau ku chi tung ma kha.
until the time he passed on.
Kau sistem ngas kada kami udah jentik kirim ngawin ai jadi si kurung aku likai sini dawat kaje tung sai kusis.
When he was a principal, I was a child before him, and later on, when I graduated, I came and worked under him as a teacher.
School danasis tua ita je kadit school tua sis na je karu sida je kaka sentua che horayo oda je kaga kauma se sis.
In family life, I was with him from the time I was born until now when he passed on.
Aku sistem ngas ida kami oda je kaisa
Kabar aja kan tadi soal pemilu bertiga deh hai ikut aku buat tadi kita hai kerja kan lagi tidak kan itu mau dah jauh di mau kuning mampai pasti kawasan sih kira aldek lupa out.
I'm grateful for the opportunity that I got in life to went through life with you, but I'm also utmost grateful for the teachings. And whenever there was chance, you repeat what do you want from us in life.
Nếu hồi ra tôi đến phải hoàn thành đi để hiện tại như sao? Tôi làm cái phải trong dạy đầu sập. Tôi về nên bán ăn có gì tiền nên tí thì mà khâu mà bảo ông sẽ hối gần vào hóa xịt được mà nên cái
The other part was the part of discipline that he instilled in us. A child at home should know his or her limits so that when he or she left the home, she could behave or he could behave in the society.
Sige cái si tao si cái staba asio mastina kain sini di kain ta tidak panui kepada ma ida tulima.
When he became chief, he also told us, please don't help me assist me because I am your family, but also don't allow that when tough times come, I should stand alone.
Mas ke kali abah family ko dah kini ale tong kabaisa. Toi kaisa kona ki tharu ke khutje. Chongsa kaise chongsa mutiong mana.
That was always repeated to all the family members. This great man went through difficult times, some issues very dirty.
Genocide di mana kecil. Genocide sakon ye di batong sai yang kuat of the maskeu ada mirip politics of maskeu genocide maskeu genocide sadake uri koro besida kira abuhan semen skap level kira.
Coming to the issue of genocide, he started teaching us at home about genocide. And every year we have a kind of anniversary regarding genocide.
Si đã ye ai cho cái nấu vào cuộc phản xây ra ai ai ye abasa si kia de genocide si kam twist ko na dani kai sen ka basa ya buke kai re of the mas kayo ngadi kia biba de si ui de si kai da king haba ikum kita ngomong apa of mas kayo may akta khrom na uwa si di genocide plan.
When he started associating with the other traditional leaders on the issue of genocide, he requested my assistance because he said, I want to be informed about genocide, so please assist me where you can.
Ida ye tuhan sam uri kani tsaiba. I come staging oragan. Ida toy ha dokumentasi data type dem yang le testa kong aisa kan of kong aisa uana. Sim ua sim how.
And I went to do research about issues of genocide by reading through certain documents from the Germans.
Kita je min ana je ho. Si je wa triu. Sip jeng na hona karuti. Kadip da tau kais. Ni sa gio. Si sa da ye maboda ni kong. Si maboda ni kwatwa. Kwa mas kong mabu mati dari kwatwa sa an de bahu. Di ami.
Some of the documents I could obtain and brought back. And when he received these documents, he told me, now I am informed, now I know where to go and how to go about this issue.
Sida je kai tua si asera chasen na uinga lagi di.
And I feel honored that I could be of assistance to him.
Ada sire aromas baike ada gospati.
Let me go to the reason why I was asked to come to the fore and try my level best to do what I can do. Everyone testified about the life of late Gaob Kooper, so if there are some loopholes, please just end.
Reverend P.S.M. Kooper was born on the 20th of August 1949. His traditional name was Tabamo Mankara. He was the third son of the late Heru, Reverend Marcus Kooper, and the late Rachel Kooper Wetboy. He received his infant baptism in 1949 by the late Reverend Petrus Andres George in Wakanas. Gaob Kooper started his primary education at the AME school with the following teachers: Reverend Adam Teresen, Paul Kooper, and Mr. Adam Topnan from 1956 up to 1964.
Gaob Kooper is some disi haga disi kusit an kulikin kain tipin hauna sin onski akaba mo makara tipin tiba je kunat tua I on oje karya kat khat Marcus Kooper chin on oje kunus rahal Kooper bet po se kin ngai hans tira di ban tipin tipti tua sin an masa haga disi kusin an kulik ma kat khat on po Pedres Andreas Joda un wahan masa je kon tua tipin tipti kau nga sa AME mama basina kau nga khatwa ya chwa disi question akoro disi ngani abahu ngani disi hagan nga ko kai kau nga.
At the age of 7, the situation at Wakanas reached the climax in which the Tycoon was forcefully evicted to an unknown and different destination. His late father, Reverend Marcus Kooper, was an epicenter and the leader of the eviction of the Kaikon people from ancestral land. This forced removal culminated that Reverend Marcus Kooper to be removed from traditional seat Wakanas and his community. Reverend Marcus Kooper was labeled as the rebel of then South African government. On the 29th of January 1959, Gaob P.S.M. Kooper as a child was part of the brutal and horrific removal of his father at the gunpoint to the services near to his present Karas region.
Ne Gaob auch uri kanya ki mas iban bahas ngaji. Wow chua. Sis ke kai kaun ai sa kai tha. Kire nuing indi. Kuba hu usa akai ka. Sis ke kadi Gaob Marcus Kooper ne kai sna kai si ke tsai sa se. In kire mo e ho au man ho au. Sis kan au ase. Si ije kam disi question as puro kap is ai South African sing Hanover ne koina I services ia karas kali ne tekami man tu estusu nos tova abus di kaita yedani be I services.
The idea of then apartheid government was to create an empire for the white settlers and Waganas. And this was rejected with strong defiance actions because community regarded Waganas as their inalienable property in an ancestral land that is based on the following reasons. They wanted to remain with their cultural history. They wanted to retain the history heritage of Cape Town. They wanted to protect the undying spirit of their ancestors.
Ne kais ai je ai to mas ke ka ai kais ke ne kon gina ube ba san uli ko ka ne ba triusa ka bes ke kai kon ai sa ke kon inje ne ko ba ho to ra ho indi au ngasi umis ne ba ko au chi khadi in dan hong ai sin indi abo khan ka ne ko ya
Gaob Kooper and his family at each services, they were evicted to each services. His late parents, his late two brothers, Klein Marcus, Hendrik Karikari, Reverend Francis Kooper, and his beloved sister Magdalena Kooper were dragged by a truck on the barren, dropped by a truck on a barren and nothing to claim land. Upon arrival at the each services, late Reverend Marcus Kooper was requested to offload his belongings by South African police or regime, upon whom he replied, and I quote, "Ek sal nie my hande op julle se vuil werk plaas nie." He then offloaded the family himself. When offloading the belongings such as clothing, documents, these belongings were mishandled disrespectfully as a result of mishandling. Papers were flying in the field, and guess what happened?
Kooper reached 18 au kon je nuing ti services ka na ro kai en on pa je transa marbu pa je transa kali sekali uitsma transa Mr. Francis Kooper Wah, kata awak, liam segi bini dah dek. Ini san polis segi main dek. Sini ujian kalau tu dek, kita sebagai kaum nak kuang atau nanti poin sara uci kani uci lagi
Gaob Kooper and Francis were running after these papers to collect them. The other two brothers were very young. His beloved sister was standing with her parents. This act of collecting papers developed a deep understanding and the significance of struggles under which
Mone under very difficult circumstances. One such difficulty was to learn Afrikaans, which was beaten severely. Ultimately, he mastered the command of Afrikaans in that Methodist school.
The Afrikaans to broadcast dabei
In 1965, he was confirmed as a full member in St. James AME Church by Reverend W.M. George.
Kan ik die korot aan as St. James AME Kerk?
Kooper began his junior secondary education at St. Teresa Junior Secondary School from 1965 up to 1969 under the leadership of the Chief Stephanus Collier. After which his senior secondary education was continued at Dr. Lemmer High School in 1970.
Gaob begon in the junior secondary class at St. Teresa Gaob Stephanus Collier in the Kai. Dr. Lemmer High School in
After Dr. Lemmer, he enrolled at Agustinum Training College in Windhoek in 1972 for tertiary education and then followed by 1974.
Dr. Lemmer it was the first out of the provinces for the broadcast
He started teaching in 1975 at then State Nama School, now Page State Junior Secondary School in Wakanas until 1979. He then realized the plight of his community, which he initiated a private school without any teaching fraternity.
En ik die kon die komsi van motie in de iets mama was maar
in a resistance against the inequality education and bundle education system that prevailed in the Namibian schools. He resigned from the government school and joined the private school in 1980. He received his call to Christianity ministry and enrolled in 1983 at the Ararat Theological Seminary in Residencia, South Africa, and obtained a diploma in theology in 1985. After completing his studies in South Africa, he joined the private school in January 1986 in Wakana and had to leave for England, where he was offered British country, and left in June 1986 for England, where he obtained the diploma in education at the West Sussex College of Education of Gaob Regis in 1988.
Al abidja I karaga kusi kaunas raja I bukan aroma ya hasil kerja itu mama bas di sekolah itu aja. Aisa di situ nan aku gadi ikai saja bos. Ara right school di South Africa mama ada. Elos atas. Sini ba tadi di mama bas. Kalau aku buat di itu mama bas nas itu aja. Kami di sini nasa.
Kooper political career started in 1973 while a student at the Agustinum Training College, where he was mobilizing students underground for Swabo in fear that he would be expelled from the school. When the various communities in the south convened a tribute in June 1976 at the call of the late Honorable Dr. Bedford, former chief of Bedford Land, and took that unanimous decision to join the Swabo. It all worked out in his favor as an underground mobilizer when the people of Wakanas too were part and parcel of the gallant decision. After which Comrade Kooper was elected the first branch secretary of the branch that was established in 1976, a position that he held until 1978. In 1978, he was elected as the branch transport secretary, during which period he also acted as the branch mobilizer simultaneously in an difficult time where the movement of Swabo officials were sharply monitored with an eagle eye by the South African security police, then where once employed
But I am a Keiko. You are welcome.
Si kadi abasa skemarit kan aing sida yin ai asna adama khabeda ya kai thaudio satstina ai skapta dire koren khare sase ngai sase kai thaudo ase hanu da ba min sin ai skira kai kai ho yes ai sa dire
Thank you very much. You make me proud. There are some things that I wrote here that has been covered under the obituary, so I will not repeat them. I want to make this this tribute under the heading. Also, if we have listened to the biography of Chief Kooper, I want to give it the heading that this man was rejected on this earth according to the Bible, but he was accepted in heaven.
So apna kadim oi karop aphago khomaye si idarang irang aing hau hau o kaing ameng ngabara ma kau idirang awe khamiye ne khoepje huweb aje harasai I khabe elop mistin wa homingwa je un oai sai hon oai sai adira maing adai.
If we read in Matthew 31, then we read about a stone that has been rejected by the builders, but that stone became the cornerstone.
Odani ayingo badeuti tenisna elopmisna koma iskarao. Oda yenga batui kaya eniraho uisiaje. Novi augu lagu han harasai is habe test arms in Christian one again wisha.
Let me come back to the task that I has been called upon. In the order of the Cape Town chieftainship, Chief Kooper became the 70th captain or chief of the Cape Town clan.
Cape Town is the man Saugup Kwa, Gaob di Saugup of Kwa, it's Karako, okay. Gaopes and Kooper, Naba, this is whom and Gaop Cape Town is as a go e.
With his passing on the 27th of June 2022, he has ruled this clan for almost 34 years, to be exact, 33 years and 7 months.
See, if the Kong was here, Tam this home as Unit have this na Tam or the city, Tam this Tam and the Gurip Majahas. Last I Bahutska, who obtained over her. Mona disi hung aguriga. Mona disi monang aguriga. Ning Aisa tai toya si hung aguchina.
In the hierarchy of the Cape Town chieftainship, he became the first to rule this clan that long.
Si it's kangak. Kau si ma saugup ngap ngako. O ipting iba ngadi kau hiya. Hora tuig ay ba jenek Aisa tai tuig.
Which is also an indication that God bless his chieftainship. By the time he took over the leadership, he happened also to be the teacher and a religious leader. Which made him a 3-in-1. Having 3 responsibilities means you have a mammoth task, but he did it all.
See, Monan Ariam Hasiga, once Hara doing Stani Hadi me because one of the thing and answer.
Because he was rooted in his love for Christ. Many people made us to believe that the royal house. Historically, there were many royal houses in the Cape Town. Among them were the Kamatameng Hai. And if Chief Kooper is a Kamatameng Hai, why could he not become? Why was he excluded from the royal house? The educational background of Chief Kooper has been broadly made us known to us.
All
that we can say about that one is that, you know, if we look to the Cape Town young man, he was the one who attended the most number of education institutions.
Si ida ngaba horaming arok hakaiske. Kai kong ais di kam koigu si kungu tatskara ako. On ipke kadi kumpiang ipke masa seti doing up ai hakasen kaigu ngadu ngang hau haiba.
That was also the years in which his father was in exile.
Ngap ke kadi ngang ai ipdi tarap ke husis na kanang ai ka haiba.
But because the Gaob people, in the absence of his father, noticed that he has got the qualities of being a leader one day, they jointly with his mother prepared him educational wise for the task that is to come.
Si ipdarap di taisna habe india Gaob ais di Gaob. Ipdi mamas tan hawa se taunas kin hari ai ngai de mung an kai tu ya usis nasa an mi bai ka kaisa.
When the Germans left, let me say it, when the Germans after 1884 came to divide the African countries or Namibia, the Gaob had about 2 million hectares of land.
Singaring ay tuguru musep din ngayon aweha. Disi kaisa disi hagan an iguri pang hati Africa de kona ha kan a chocha. O haben ngan abin ngayon an sai kaise. Gaob ay ske aweha tam miljun no sip di kai buing ngayon. Uwa hai kaisa.
When the Germans left after the colonization, the Gaob people were left with only 50,000 hectares of land.
Habe kain apha ba igu jenidi to guru musega. Al wow. Oske neng Isaac aweha koro wadisi. Koro disi wadisi aros katuje tau.
Then the South African government, colonial government came in.
Si ikas kaupa South African sing hanupti thola ka jekha.
And they said, you do not deserve even 50,000 hectares of land, so I will take another 36,000 hectares of land.
Singang ay ka hagu jo hau ke mung a hi insadu je ngadi gong ngop ay huwe dune uang Kristin basa si uang dema. Singang mung as tinang ai haje toran a chocho.
I will only leave you with another 14,000 hectares of land.
Sing awe hadisi hagat a wadisi aros hatuji tauda.
That has not changed yet.
Sisting la krisa haradama hanohba.
The surrounding areas, there were commercial farmers which mostly farmed with Karakul sheep.
Going amida ha adin uri kali agu haje ton koi aye di ngadi aye no gus tatui masa sekiri kali.
And Gaob happened to be the land owners, became sheep shearers.
Singen hupting hon kona ega ku thom au setuje tau.
Now with this sheep shearing and the little jobs that the Gaob men and people did, they collected money to assist the wife of Reverend Marcus Kooper.
Si is ke Gaob ais sa ku thom sa hu jere thri mariro di sin ending American hau tau gue mariro ngantha kha ko beridi tara sa jere khana pusis na bahang ai.
So we could say that the Gaob contributed to the education of Reverend Peter Simon Moses or Gaob Peter Simon Moses Kooper.
Sila yin abahu America kai thong ai stinging listing ai adi ka klasen sti ka umas ne ka Gaob dis na pesa.
As I already said, these institutions of this education attempt that was during the absence of his father.
Ida go mi se ige eti skol kansti ka klasen sti ko karoba itara plain whose is not gonna hang ai proje I.
During the rule of Chief Kooper of 33 years, he has faced many trials and tribulations.
Sine ngona di singona aguri gudi kai twis snap ke tui toa twidi sing ai sabu ngaje akharu.
Trials and tribulations from within and also from without.
Ngin kanaga ba huja hain si habe kali ngin oga ba huja hain wana.
But he has stood the test of time.
Habe tene haje kumi masi ba je kongwa singang ai ba ke tani kharu.
Because he believed in the principle of, if God is for me, who can be against me?
Kadi tui ha ka eptik kom samai hai elot ka tira ka ha tari tira nira man kwa tira mi ba huya.
At home, many might have said that Chief Kooper have done very little for them in terms of development.
Si kaus ai ngasi se ida America. When talk about America, guys in Oro Hurona Gidi, Kaisen Stin Harib ID.
Some would even say he has done nothing.
When talk about who it's not it, Madi America.
But if we look to the magnitude of this funeral, for a man that has done little, that has done nothing, you know, how can you compare that?
Hametomen no Tatsnis Karao. Orosetia of Thomas Kayo who did Marquip. Lapsine close, the no, Chikai Mataus Lasta. What is Kahui? Hanu Aigaika.
Chief Kooper by nature was not an extrovert. Indeed, he was an introvert.
Gaob Kooper again 80, Questing Usipwa, Kain Wamahachi. Man wala usi jo ot mai habe khom sense ti hodro sense di tau ngaje ba jo tere oi.
So he was not much of a talker. He was indeed a doer.
Tuing wa jo ot mai habe ngasa se dip ta hui jere tau.
But the quality of his leadership became more evident when he started to address the issue of genocide of the Nama and the Herero.
Having empty kai tui khasi ke ibe haje man wa nga as oididis naman si Herero sin agu ja hais nga sabje ko ban ni chwa si what am chwa ai.
So much so that he became unpopular from some of the countrymen.
Ngadi si iti ipke kadi harasai hui ase
especially his expression of anything without us is against us, and we shall die fighting for restorative justice.
If the claim reasons here Misa, who here Sida Osera Di, it just Sida Koi Hahui, Sida Yang Lahan Dimension Sawa. How is it becomes not a man here than an old Christian?
He was indeed an outstanding leader on which the Gaob and the entire Nama people were proud of.
Nama Gapin Tibaman, Wara Tai Tuya. Gaob eyes Tinama, Id, Hanglisa Aye, named Bukma Asigi.
He had all the qualities of a leader.
He
was knowledgeable also because of his educational background.
If the answer you answer,
he was a wise man.
ga ai ko ge
not wise because of his qualifications, but because of the gifts that God gave to him.
Habe kaka since the guys aroma ma habe guys elop the ma behind ngaba.
He was an experienced leader,
Home as a kadije uwa inka to yapke
a generous man,
ko hanga
and a humble man.
si kam since uwa tung asit
He gave his whole life to the service of others
if the uiba naunan obas aje kuiba
through teaching,
kakas no
through preaching,
aumas no
and through sharing with others.
sinon pa hu tora kusno.
By the time of his passing on, he left a legacy of fear of God.
Sing if the gun was not yet if that iba koroba da huye elo kan hasiba danira uwa krisa.
He left behind a legacy of respecting other people.
Sing kadi if that koroba da ye no kwe danira uwa krisa.
Even you might not be respected. And last but not least, his humbleness. We as the Kooper clan also want to use this opportunity to thank his wife, Mrs. Elizabeth Mavis Kooper. Through these difficult years, she has indeed realized the proverb of saying, behind every successful leader, there is a wife looking after him.
Ma tai tuya biara tai kaba singa bwa di kamp ai si kamp ai iske hangara tarasama dis kan asa boding kwan kwa.
The beauty with which Chief Kooper appears before world leaders was simply because
nga isa mun wi si ihasi klipti ten esti sisina hukuro tri.
we love you dearly and appreciate what you have done for our son.
Kama gadaje oisa se angamsi sira kwaka sira di kwaba so diba ai hu aroma.
We also want to thank the children and the entire family who were prepared to share him with us.
Kama gadaje thadi akwen si ton wa masen hasitra.
May his soul rest in eternal peace. We shall certainly meet in the morning. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the Master of Ceremonies. I've prepared a rather sharp-edged tribute to Chief Kooper, but to save time, I'll just make a few excerpts from that, and the rest I will have it published in the Namibian, so that the broad world, the rest of Namibia and the broad world can see what we think of our chief. I just have a short message to our compatriots, the OTA, under the able leadership of the newly coronated PC Kashiwa.
Aro sendra sida tidak horani ngaba am hai ke kaise mo de ua haku mai tabe de ngaku mi rodi ade da ke dida kumia si ko are ya habe da ke ai ba sang singa sai mamu tsa nira ko ngubu si subun win tunan ngaba hunira hi na hun de kwa tani bunga da nira harasep ning hu chin huwai ba ngau chin munga tangana.
Your descent on this small insignificant village of Wakanas has its own, and therefore I just want to say it's a testimony of what he was and what he stood for.
One more the hook kaya hakoilo. Salu di neba has ke kau kawe ACI. Ikim sida di Gaob kim aba ikum kanara unko amse.
I don't know, as already it was expressed, there is something that is taking our chiefs whenever they tend to this genocide thing.
Oh, yen ngaba ngayikulong ngisi always say who yaha sida di Gaob gara kai be of ngabe gaye the genocide tikam uisting hwadi ngaba iguga komchot ai phwabai.
As we said, Chief Kooper was a champion of restorative justice, fierce warrior for the reinstatement of Nama and our Herero to their former glory.
Sige, ande ida go setira anse man ora kaliao ase ipke Gaob Kooper ki ii hanu aisi banera sisen ka am uidi naman si Herero kwai ki di ngadi ni ngabati kwa sieskose ngadi dimension sa uai.
Misunderstood for saying, give us back what belongs to us. Let us sit around the same table and talk about the evils of genocide, how to rectify the pernicious acts of extermination and uprooting of the Nama and the Herero.
Habe kai amse tireng mang asai ngadi tami khuyao ada tui kabab ay hangure sin boak ale wakaga humita de uase mari danira di kai enni ne thwagu hiya ke naman si Hereron sin oi die gu ngaga taudi ngade wa am khaisada tui bang nubai sin boak ale ngata tu sabke ke uai.
Give us a chance to state our case, he said, but only deaf ears listened.
Orap jeren iba miske madare ida sida di ha ngapchina tuire habeske nga khaisa hau tai di ajire nga.
But those with whom we are involved in this fight and those who are rejecting us in our plea, I am saying they are only postponing the inevitable. For the people united in their common belief and purpose shall emerge victorious.
Ora ye aro drase horarami ngan hia an ka kau duman sing ha khaisa ding oan osa kau sara ha man oan ngana abe ha in the mind wis tu sa I habe tu chenisi ha chi an sa khaske hoen hia aresen han tanan ibe senikan ngan lisi test am sai danau se ko ha.
Finally, to the Nama and the Herero, let us unite and forge even stronger alliance for our cause and against our adversaries.
Am sai derang esamils ke naman si Hereron cinta adang aresenre si tai re sada din aresa si ain antu re sada din khamsa.
I don't know with the passing of the chief, as it was in his case, I don't see anything that he bequeaths to his family. In his father's case, he requested a piece of land since he was already uprooted from this place, from his birthplace, and he was praised for his resistance and for his petitioning of the United Nations. But I don't see anything that chief, significant that chief will bequeath to this nation, to this Cape Town, and to his family. But even as I've said, as in his father's case, he requested for a piece promise, a piece of land, and he was never given that land. So my question is, what can his grandchildren inherit?
Hidra aro hasemige wadi taisa se iman wan in bukti comes ma sik doing only haraga tawgwe if the tada have me a man wadi ke chief Kooper tara ka boro ngai tawe habe daya ka amada ba am if the tada tup ke khari ngai untaro ke tui untaro a sik chip in ka wadi huai no ba khalu chau ka ye then bukti comes my guys in the tui singa ba le kom siga tai opting huba ngorao o je ngaba hamas ke o tare el ipti surin ka khadira wa hasa ha mi mai di ngaba je mi di mai ba je di aro chin o se ke tes am sia to se khas da je ngama ga da gira ti o tare e chief Kooper di surin aroma haraka hui.
So I say, let us rise together and fight for what we believe is ours. Perhaps to those who took our land and who are sitting on our land, perhaps we may forgive, but forget never, never ever.
Gama gadramiske ada khaire chikhamre sadadi ai koam chit ikabun nan ke dimension ba huna uru khada ya habeda ge ta chestina manwa dide hugi.
I have dedicated the following poem to the memory of the chief by Clark McKay.
Saura tabe chanastu sadara Gaob Kooper ka Uin ni hua paski am are se
Nidira Minsa. If we must die, than his cow. Dirami. If we must die, let it not be like hawks. Hawks meaning wild animals. If we must die, let it not be like hawks, hunted and penned in an inglorious spot. Away, tikai are, tikui kaisera ngwan ane huyase. While rhinos bark the mad and hungry dogs, making their mock at our accursed Lord. Ogujene tau arika, sadang nameberan hu tirang oida, sadadi, sadabohan amhunha. So that our precious making their mock, if we must die, oh let us nobly die. Ting o dagao, adang naung seng o. So that our precious blood may not be shed in vain. Then even the monsters we defy shall be constrained to honor us, thou dead. Odengan sadra kamun sinanimu, marida makaisa, sinikuada. O kinsmen, we must meet the common foe. Thou far outnumbered, let us show us brave, and for their 1,000 blows, deal one death blow. What though before us lies the open grave, like men will face the murderous, cowardly back, pressed to the wall, dying but fighting back. I thank you.
I got my mock that I folk scores again. I sam said in my house. Wait to see. Are you going house? Waiting house.
Sorry.
House.
Oh, okay, alright.
Oiping aus tachas dise. Aus agu a kaubadasi. Hogu ngaja haruse. Close nessa. Aligo ainga go hain hu da di mase ha kharu khoya da ke ne hu jing e da ne wi sama se di tai sa se jing aba ne ai sa Gaob ke sida je sara din aream hasiguchi kui am de ne kai khai ne si khasking habasa khoya da ke tui khabai da oi ping aus chwa di se Gaob sa go ja a ko bada se
Director of Ceremonies. This is from the secretary of the late Gaob, PSM Kooper Lauren Barbara Dancer. She has prepared it in her mother tongue, which is the Nama, and I will read it in Nama. Les kitabet in la Hosquaus Lauren Dancer's PSM Kooper it is Barbara Stisa. I dig out say Chief, kaisep ke chief an hai se ko khude. Tari ne se khane de khwa kai de kasa. Mobu Haitana Kochi, Mom Kabiti, Kon Kabiti, Maka Kama Habe, Hamideti, Lawrence, who is that you want this near? They get a me Kochi. What did I see you? I bet Transanu, see get a common Kochi. I like you, Chief Hage Katawai High. The ice up I get in my motor. Nabako to who more cousin. Guys in high school the tip game. Oh, Lawrence. Did I get things on Skarahoi holding? I'm good crying. Dimitri. The Hobakai as a Huari. Tinoba Karia as a Huari, the Jeremy. Or I get I chief. Computers get Iowa. The Jeremy. Okay, computers check who you have to the Guru. Who's a ticket at the end. I ought to get a chief. Twitches Kaising was a safe game. Quagas I can perostava Novatrisa. Ma ama ihan Novatokta. Montredas now, I move it again. Elens, a war of Kekoha. The mirrors Kekaisa. Mont Cosasa who was a. They get me. How it Hanana Quaga. Hage me. Tohoba Sokandosan, Anusi Wari. Sarianko Hahugi. Am Kaidan Kesatoma. Chief. Ice Tin Hook Aroma. Sata Tauke Munana Daniba. Nan Uridanas King Uruda Didis. I. Tinman Abang Haradi. Didaha. Ushiri di Gerekayedi. Tinman Abatinu. Aria Sara. Tinada gets Urudi. I say type Masari. Digauchi. Kwakam Ning Hahugi. I thank you.
Okay, Gandas.
I think we are. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Hariske is still not so up my tanani. You got to it every time I say.
The next item on the program, we'll call the senior elder, Reverend Francis Joseph Kooper, for the farewell rendition of the New African Methodist. Chita Deda Gurma, Tawako, Odagen, Boragahoy, Homeda Borfun Hakadide.
To save time, I will summarize what I have to say or do.
Kabaragato, iteratikos ay oraka pras ben stika sa narakan in may baden nga ba idan iska saradi tagduyaw Gaob ko chingatos itabe din nga hukha sidara tharikan kaysa girakao concentrate uraga khara ka kusi ko ay khasa kya kise kay to se man hari bai tuis ka khabe sida jaga erder koa guba ka a na stref tidak girakkan.
It is my expectation and wish that we should stop focusing on our differences, but rather put our focus on how we should respect each other.
Now, my dear beloved, on behalf of the New African Methodist Episcopal Church, and as we are assembled here,
to remember the life of another outstanding family pillar and a leader, we as the church also come to pay tribute.
Ngam sabedo. Neba idan muase hawan ai hold on it I send her we man wa get out kwendi. Tori hai chikai to of the baba.
We come to pay tribute as his extended family.
Ida ge tabede ngahusa danira di ipti harase abang wa hang out kwen kaba hu kahama.
So there will not be an extra family tribute in this program anymore after I've spoken here.
Ngamaga yen oisan out kwendi. Tabede ngahu handi de diraga kwado askalga.
So I'm remembering him, Chief Pedro Simon Moses Kooper, Kawamu Makara.
Ngama kadagirang ayo Gaob Pedro Simon Moses Kooper, Kawamu Makara.
And I'm including So today we pay tribute to the late Chief Kooper as our all-time hero. Indeed, his life is a combination of many qualities, so profoundly vested in one individual.
Rama Karu Siradi Karia. Here doing Mung Areha Kasigu Man Wagere Ungaga Tani Hype.
We will always remember him as a trusted father figure in our family.
Amagada get Hadilira, I hobby, don't buy your high. Sidadi, I'll quick on Alice Nasna Lassie.
And I dare to ask the following. Show me a man who cannot bother to do little things, and we as the church, we as the family will show you a man who can be trusted with big things.
Am main antika Hoepia Kayhun and Aya Umkai Kaba.
Late Comrade Chief PSM Kooper taught us that confidence grows when obligations are met, but it dies when you quit.
Mamagape Sidadi Gaob Wahaba Kakada Domsta Dompas dan Omkai Twin am the Nadira Dinkwat Wayo. Habe is the not Dompas and Kadin Owa. I got much Casina who are Makao.
A lesson from Chief Kooper suggests
Ramagaske Nadi it had person asked Gaob Kobra who has a Sada who remain under.
Losers wait for fruits to fall, but winners shake the tree.
Nidira Misa, Oama Aunge, Haisa Huninga, Unoran Angukuna, Habe Dan Aunge, Haisara Tenten, Uningaga.
Our family filled with grief and sorrow, we are now preparing to take him without a visible change in the lives of our people to his resting place.
What I get, I'll quit I say,
we have to remember that courage is not found. It is deliberately developed via difficult decisions. Your memories are still fresh in our minds. In fact, you will always be a mirror in our lives. Yes, as family and as church, there were times we too were robbed of our family private life in so many ways. Simply your commitment to the calling and the dreams of our forefathers to liberate this country, and in doing so, the family were also very much confronted as Kooper family with most difficult, challenging, and times sleepless nights in the true sense of the word.
Sidadi win I sidadi we the icons I done amazing game ngaba twai ha win mabu kaudi I koda asira chansen having nga kaisa ngasa kai mesens singa tabi kai siats wa has singa habodin edita it's amazing has ngasa kali hase.
Today, with so many references to your life, we are mindful that it is not only easy to distort what you stood for, but also to trivialize it. Therefore, we should not and we must not be complacent to continue defending the dreams of our forefathers at all times. Demanding stage of our struggle, both from the political and spiritual levels that you represented us. And this reminds us that man cannot be comfortable without his own approval. And so do we. Telling us that the least understood cause for failure is the indifference. So you will always step out for difficult assignments, knowing well that every action has a consequence, but it must be a consequence for the better this time.
See, it's the night person. It's a Hamayan Adaske. I'm asking high Haragagusiga, Pesa. See, it's a game I would not. Oh, I said, doing arms. Sit down, how they get a usa. Ma, dan harosiat sta us, sa ondra hunwanha, habai Pesa. Habe, Nemas, a Sadaram, Trikowski. Any sound on Hui, I get bring I Nisida the hard Pesa.
The best leaders combine relentlessness and patience with thoughtful evaluation of his options.
Singe, what am Sakai to Yauna? In the Digu, Naga, I'm a what my Tuba Cindy, Nadi Karang Are.
You further communicated here to us on this day that success is hollow if the achiever is not admirable in his actions.
See, if you is Kesa one Aresida Kahansara Mayan Ada, I'm going to see us and Auhu Kesa Hana Sing Marai, I can not hold a car.
Yesterday is gone and will not return. Today is what we make it to be. We want to believe we have a future in the south and then particular for the number of people in this country, and that it will be better, whether we like it or not. It will be better, because once we are united, we will achieve what we want.
Amaga, I say, still I get Karugeba, have a nesi ida manga, I ma idaning anti dimension, Tingaung Arkaske, Hara inisa. Sadat ma doing amske, Tuba Danira Maba, Chipney going Iba Sadat Bastina Tricard.
Anticipation keeps us going, whether it involves fear or pleasure, exhaustion or rest, hard work or leisure. Our hope is that it will enable us now in his absence to accomplish what you left unfinished for our own success as people of this country, and especially people of the South, and on all fronts, both church and on the government level. The most difficult part of getting to the top of the ladder is getting through the crowd at the bottom. Only leaders with rare qualities like Chief Kooper achieve this. He and so many promote himself every time he take on a new responsibility. That was his kind of a promotion. Those pervade it, a born leader and a ruler. This is how we see in our family context who Chief Kooper is.
If the man who's a bed my or I can like Usipna, Sidatina, Gaob, Kadiramu, Sidadin Alcondi Kabahu.
We bring tribute to you for your courage and determination. We still remember your jokes. We still remember your smiles, your kindness and laugh we have shared as family, as church members, and as a community. For us, nothing will be the same again in all areas of your services in the life, but your dreams will be the source of our hope and direction. We will miss you dearly on earth and every day onwards, but as life is, all things comes to an end. You have not been perfect, but a trustworthy pillar in so many ways. Farewell. Farewell. God guides you on your way. God be with you, my brother, our pastor, our senior elder, our family icon. But as life is, all good things come to an end. You left a big gap in the middle of the battle. You left a big gap in the middle of the gap of the battle. We are looking forward that those of us who remain will take the torch and not try to come up with all sorts of tricky things that we will start to understand what it means. But your message up till now, together with with all our chiefs, is clear. They may be seen down as people meaningless and downtrodden, whatever, but you opted to take on a very, very, very serious struggle for betterment of our people, and we salute you for that one. They may not be able to talk English as all the others are, and therefore I'm moving over to you, whilst asking my chief vet boy, and ask the congregation to share and to join me, whilst we will render a music piece here with the brass band, which he was part of creating. He was the creator of this. Shall we all rise? Shall we all rise? You said nothing about us without us, and it's true. That's the position. I would like to see that all of us are on our feet, because it's just to pay and stand on guard when we are saying to him, Chief, go in peace. Go in peace, my brother. Go in peace. All our chiefs are leaving us one after the other, and it's not an easy thing. Then we come here to defend our positions here. No, you are wrong. All of us came here to pay tribute to Chief Kooper. Therefore, let's stand on attention and then do what we have to do. That's the thing that I want to hear.